So hey everyone, yeah, welcome back. So today in this video, I'll be discussing my Microsoft interview experience, from the starting process, what are the insights and what I observed through this whole process, and what are the key things that you need to focus on. I'll be sharing this in just a quick, simple format view so that you can focus on those factors as well, in order to crack this Microsoft. Yeah, so let us get into this video. So So coming to the first step, a lot of people are wondering how did I get this opportunity? Again, it is through off-campus opportunity. You need to directly apply through career portal. Yeah. So in Microsoft, you will be finding a lot of openings in the career portal. Just take a referral from any of the Microsoft employee, and you need to apply uh, through the career portal. Even I did the same. I took the referral from one of my senior, and I applied through this career portal. And after that, there will be a resume shortlisting over here. Okay, a resume shortlisting over here, and then you will be once if your resume got shortlisted, then you will be getting this online assessment link. Yeah. Before going to this online assessment, I just want to quickly mention, so about this resume shortlisting thing. So it's been a week since I joined Microsoft, and even if I see in my team, there are like bunch of parallels with me. They are from IIT Roorkee, IIT Delhi, and IIT Kharagpur, and from NIT Trichy and NIT Bhopal, and people are like that from those kind of colleges, and uh, they are all direct on-campus hires, and I couldn't find much off-campus hires, who got into Microsoft as well. So in order to get your resume shortlisted, I think you should be having at least some internship experiences. Even my resume, even I didn't expected much, because uh, Microsoft doesn't hire that much, and in the starting stages itself, our resume will be not shortlisted too. But since I have done two internship experiences, like one from Cisco and one from Amazon, and both are like a well-known good tech companies, so that's the main reason for getting my resume shortlisted here. So yeah, after that, I have received online assessment, where you will be given three coding questions. Okay. You'll be given three coding questions. Obviously, there'll be two mediums and one hard. The last question will be. And in order to get shortlisted from this online assessment as well, you need to solve all these three coding questions completely. After that, there are interview rounds, and I didn't much remember about these interview rounds, since I've given these interviews long back, around like nearly 6 months back though. But I'll mention everything. So yeah, so there will be two technical and one managerial round. There will be two technical and one managerial rounds, and every round will be happening on the same day with an interval of 1 hour. With an interval of 1 hour, and each round duration will be 45 minutes. But if the interviewer is interested in you, then the time could be expanded. Yeah. So coming to my first technical round, the question asked for me is, design this tic-tac-toe. Yeah, design tic-tac-toe game. So you need to design this tic-tac-toe game. I think it is one of the standard question of LLD you can find in online. So you need to design this tic-tac-toe game, and after this question, like once if I completed my code and dry run, then there's a follow-up question on this tic-tac-toe. So the question states like this: you'll be given some middle state of this game. So you will be given middle state of this game, and you need to tell optimal move. You need to tell the optimal move so that a player can win. So I'll just make you through one quick example. So let's say if the tic-tac-toe middle state game is like, you know, something like this. If the middle state of the game is like this, and if the player turn is, now the player turn is 0, right? So in order to win this zero, it has to stop the player X from winning, and the zero has to win, right? So what will be the next optimal move? So what you need to determine here is you need to tell the optimal move such that this zero can win, right? The player O can win here. Let's say if the uh, you know, optimal position to play the zero is this cell, then you need to determine for this X. So you need to determine the optimal cell positions for each player if both players play optimal. So again, so for this question, in order to solve this question, you need to use this min-max algorithm. Yeah, you need to use this min-max algorithm here. At like while I'm in my interview round, while I'm solving this question, when I completed my design, the last 10 minutes were left, and I've been discussing with my interviewer about this min-max. While I'm solving this question, I don't know this particular algorithm, but I'm just building this approach from the recursion. Like I'll be visiting every cell and I'll be calculating the probability, and based on the probability, like what are the maximum chances of winning that I can be get on a particular cell, I'll be choosing that respective cell. So I built my approach from that basic recursion, and I tried to tell him, like that I'll be maximizing the probability at one step and minimize the probability at other step, and there's a lot of discussion that has been happened over there. And in those kind of situations where you don't know the algorithm, and this is a some kind of the difficulty is somewhat high, and in those kind of situations what they usually think is, how are you thinking and how are you trying to build your approach, in what direction you are going. So those are the things that they'll be observing, and this kind of thinking and this kind of knowledge that you will be getting from his CP when you do the competitive programming a lot, and when you will be solving a lot of ad hoc problems, and you'll be getting used to construct these kind of unknown algorithms. So that kind of knowledge will help you, in the kind of interviews like that where you don't know that respective algorithm and have to build it suddenly. So yeah, that's all about my first round of interview. So coming to the next round of interview, uh, yeah. So coming to my next round of interview, what they've asked me is design this URL shortener. Yeah. So again, this is one of the design question. Even I didn't have much practice on the design, but I have really a good hands-on experience with my level of coding. So yeah, so yeah, this is one of the standard question from LLD, but I didn't prepared, when I'm facing this interview. But yeah, so there's a lot of discussion, that I went through with my interviewer, and so even I didn't exactly know the definition of this URL shortener and what he is expecting. So I took an example from him, and I completed my code, and these design questions, there is a lot of design discussion that you will be getting in these kind of rounds, and they see mostly your way of thinking and how are you thinking while you're designing or while you're coding a particular question. So didn't remember this design discussions exactly, but I can give you a slight overview like how the questions may be, you know. So when it comes to this URL shortener, like he asked me like because so I've started with very basic. So it's generally like you'll be giving some big URL and you need to shorten that URL. So if you have idea about this bit.ly, so if you have idea about this bit.ly slash something 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 will be there. So this is a short URL which you can say. So yeah, so initially, let's say he'll be giving you HTTPS www.google.com or something like that. You need to short this URL bit.ly slash something. It should be something you can generate it here. So I've started from the basics, like so I'll be taking numbers just like 1 2 3 4, and I'll be mapping these original URLs. So and that's one of the approach, you can tell. So he is asking, okay, I agree that it is a one of the approach. So what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of this? So coming to the disadvantages, every like people can access easily the other URLs. There could be some private URLs which certain users you might want to access, but when you are giving the serial numbering, people can easily access other sites as well by increasing and decreasing the numbers. So that is one of the kind of discussion. And there's a like let's say if you want to handle around, yeah, you can make it here. Let's say if you want to handle around 10 billion of addresses, right? So how much length you need to take here? So so basically he told me like you can use any characters and numbers, you know characters, special characters plus numbers. So for let's say if we are considering that we can use only alphabets plus these 10 numbers, then you will be getting 36 possibilities, right, for each position. So for every position your possibilities will be getting multiplied. So if I take this URL length as 2, right, then my possibilities will cover 36 into 36 number of addresses. If I take this length as 3, then 36 into 36 into 36, right, 36 cube addresses will be covered. So he need to he'll be checking you like whether you have idea on these things as well. And yeah, he asked me like what could be the edge cases for this. So let's say there is one type of edge case that can be present here. Let's say if some google.com has given, and you have generated some random URL for this, let's say some RUHZ76, yeah. Huh. So if you have generated this URL and you have given like bit.ly slash RUHZ76, yeah. So you need to give the URLs like this. So, and in order to get these URLs, you can design any hashing algorithm, right? You need to design some hashing algorithm. Again, there will be some questions on the hashing algorithm that you can use, but for the simplicity and at the time of implementing my code, I just used rand function for this. I'll implement one rand function which will give me some random characters based on the total characters available. Let's say here we are taking 26 alphabets plus 10 numeric data, right? So it will be giving me the characters randomly. So for that you need to implement one cryptography algorithm, right? So that also, like how you are handling that algorithm. And also, since it's a design, they'll be watching your design, like how you are implementing, are you following the objective oriented principles or not. Yeah, so that's all about my second interview round. It's just one question, and there's been a lot of design discussion happened. And I also I just completed my code and I ran those test cases. Yeah, after that there is managerial round, or you can tell it as like a type of HR round as well, I'll say. Yeah, but there will be both technical and non-technical questions here, based on your past experiences. Yeah, I'll be mentioning some of the examples that they have asked me. Yeah, so coming to this round, first of all, there are questions from my academic background. Yeah. So coming to the questions on my academic background, the questions are like, why did you choose this CSE branch? What made you to choose that? What is your favorite DSA subject and what's the reason behind it? So there were questions like that on your academic background. And coming to the next stage, there are questions on my internship experiences. Yeah. So to my internship experiences, he asked me a lot of questions like that. I've worked on Cisco and Amazon, and I've explained everything. And at that time of interviewing, I'm in my middle of my Amazon internship experience. So but yeah, I explained everything and I told him the results that we have achieved through that respective task. And also there are questions like if you receive offers from both Amazon and Microsoft, which company you would choose. So in those kind of situations, obviously you need to answer the company that you are interviewing for, which is Microsoft. Even I did the same, and you have to support the reasons as well. And the next question will be, why would you choose this Microsoft over Amazon? So the question will be simple, and you need to be prepared for those respective questions as well. And yeah, there are also questions on networking, like it all started with I'm mentioning something related to networking in some of my discussion, and then there's questions on this networking subject as well. It basically started with what happens when you type URL in the browser, and then uh, there's a question like how does it resolve this URL using DNS, and what are these web servers, and like what is this three-way handshake protocol, and yeah, also about this TLS and SSL methods, HTTP protocol, HTTP protocol. Yeah, so what exactly happens, and how do you receive the response when you made a connection with these web servers, and like so these are not any separate questions. So it is just one of the discussion where you will be asked me as a series of questions, because I've mentioned like when you type a URL in browser, it will be resolved by DNS, and it will be reaching the web server. So like how does it make the connection with the web server? So it uses three-way handshake. So again, so these are the things that I'm mentioning in my discussion, and like whatever the things that you mention in the discussion, obviously there'll be cross questioning them whether you have any clarity on the answers that you are answering or not. So that is mostly it. And when I'm ending my interview, I asked like what are your expectations, like when you interviewing a particular candidate, like what do you expect from them, and how what qualities that you observe. So he answered one thing for that question. We don't need problem solvers, right? So we don't need problem solvers, because we have a lot of people who can solve a particular problem, but we want a great engineer. So a problem solver just try to know how to solve a particular problem, and they just solve the problem. And we do have a lot of problem solvers, but when it comes to a good engineer, so what he mentioned is, a great engineer doesn't only focus on the problem solving, but he also knows each and every part of the system that he is solving. So that is the difference between a problem solver and a good engineer. And we are mostly focusing on these good engineers, and we will hire them. So that is a answer from him. Yeah. So this is my Microsoft interview experience, and if I want to tell you, like what you need to mainly focus on the last part. So obviously, they are asking this LLD and how you are designing these coding questions. Yeah, as a fresher, it's fine even if you are not that up to mark, but they expect some of the level. And yeah, and even I observed like most of the interview experiences, they have asked this LLD kind of things. So yeah, if you are preparing for Microsoft, then please be prepared with this LLD. And you know then again, your CS fundamentals has to be strong, which are your core subjects. Mainly you can consider here OS and CN. Mainly these two subject questions can be coming across your discussion. And yeah, after this, yeah, another thing that I forgot to mention is your projects. In the last round, they have also asked me about my projects. Are like, do you have any project that you are proud of? The questions can be like that. So yeah, be prepared with those all the things. And I think, yeah, if you have a good level of coding practice, and if you have your core fundamentals very strong and good design practices, as well. I think you're good to go. One thing I want to mention here is, highlight here is your way of thinking and explaining the things in the interview. Okay, so the interviewer just wants to know like whether you are capable of handling unfamiliar situations with your amount of knowledge. So you should be good at your thinking those random situations, and you should be good at explaining as well. And in day-to-day works, you need to communicate with a lot of people, and you need to explain what is your way of thinking, and what approaches that you are taking to a lot of people. And you are placed in a situation where you need to communicate with the people like in every day. So yeah, so I think these are one of the two underrated factors, that no one will consider that much. But yeah, these are the two things, that play a major role in getting selected of any interview, not this interview, any interview. So what I would say is, for this ad hoc thinking, you have to get a good amount of practice on your CP. And for explaining the things, yeah, just try to explain these questions, like whatever you solve or whatever you're thinking, just try to explain it with your friends and practice this thing as well. It can play one of the key major role in your interview. So I think that's it for the day. So if you still have any doubts, any questions for me, you can comment in the comment box. So I'll be happy to reply you.